The Agona-Swedu district of the Central Region of Ghana was the location for the 8th Cocoa Producers Alliance COPAL Day celebration. COPAL instituted the celebration to be marked on October 1st each year to create awareness of the health benefits of cocoa and to promote its consumption within cocoa-producing countries. The theme for the 2012 COPAL Day celebrations was Cocoa Consumption for Healthier Life and Sustainable Economy. The 2012 COPAL Day celebrations in the Central Region was held over 3 days from Saturday 29 September to Monday 1st October. The Cocoa Producers Alliance is a group consisting of producer countries from Brazil, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, Dominican Republic, Gabon, Ghana, Malaysia, Nigeria, Sao Tome and Togo. Saturday, 29th September, a team of health officers made up of specialists, doctors, nurses and pharmacists were in Agona Nyakrum in the Central Region to offer health service to members of the community and surrounding areas. The health officers were from the Cocoa Clinic, the health division of Ghana Cocobod.
We are here on a screening program as part of the COPAL Day celebrations. It's an annual event. We do it every year in a different part of the country, in the cocoa growing areas, to screen the farmers and the inhabitants of the area for non-communicable diseases, essentially hypertension, diabetes. We check their eyes, we listen to what they have to say. If we find any problems, we ask them to seek appropriate help. We've just started the program, and we are screening blood pressures and checking blood sugars, and already we are finding that most of them have very high blood pressures, are either not going to the hospital or don't even know that they are hypertensive. And a lot of these things can be prevented if you check for them. So that is what, in essence, the screening is all about. To screen them and find out if there are any things we can remedy or ask them to seek help for if we can manage it. As part of social responsibility, Cocobod always, it's an annual event, always as part of the COPAL Day celebrations, because the farmers are the backbone of our economy. Cocoa is still a major foreign exchange earner for us, and it's only fair that we come back to the community and give something back to them in terms of screening them and making sure they are fit and healthy to also contribute their quota to the development of our country.
It goes a long way to help the people, the inhabitants of the community. This is my first time anyway, but what I've realized is that out of 100%, about 80% of the patients I've seen have these chronic diseases like hypertension and diabetes, so that they are newly diagnosed hypertensives and diabetics. And if Cocobod hadn't organized the screening exercise, these patients would have probably not found out that they had hypertension or diabetes. So after we see these patients, we put them on medications, that's all for about a week or two, and then we ask them to go to a nearby hospital for further management. So it's going a long way. Thanks to Cocobod, thanks to the government who sponsors this program. Yes, and we hope this will not be a short-term affair, but then it will go a long way to help and to benefit the whole of the population of Ghana as a whole.
After the health outreach program, Cocobod organized a football gala competition at Swedu Senior High School Park. The teams that participated in the games were Swedu Senior High School, Swedu School of Business, Agona Nyakrum Senior High Technical School, and Agona Nsaba Presbyterian Senior High School.
First, our name 20% now, and so if you look at the the number of kicks I mean, goal scoring opportunities that have come the way of the two sides, you notice that per the statistics.
Great proceedings to an end, ladies and gentlemen, and the Swabros in their hand. That's successful. I mean, body now, I 50 in my time. Swesbu, Amoba, Swesbu, Okutabano, Wabo short, and that's also for the land who South Nap Pioneer. Oh, Swedro School of Business. Number 11 man, Wati, Obama, watching the Fefe, watching Bakumi and Yamanimia. Ah!
Yamanimia can call you. I'm not talking about 11 years old. I'm talking about whatever number 8 man. Honest about that. Already near number 2. Hey, I took for. I took on your mother to make it. I bet. I bet you are going to back on I go. On and on, Tantan, my brother, and I'm going to really and also take away the intention of the one. I'm about to show my Savinges. Only in your own yes and my Savinges, no Savinges, no more press. Hey, I go.
It was very pleased to see that, and all the players was good. And I think this kind of occasion is welcome because it lets people know the importance of cocoa for our country, for our economic, and the need for us to consume cocoa because the cocoa has some benefit for health. It can reduce many diseases. And so we need to consume also because it develops intelligence for the kid. And earlier you start drinking cocoa, better is good for health for you. And you can see in some countries they have a long life because of cocoa.
Cocobod, following the football gala, also organized a radio quiz competition on a local FM station.
Which region in Ghana leads cocoa production? The Western region indeed is correct for 3 points.
The celebrations for Saturday continued into the evening. Cocobod, supported by some of its stakeholders, organized a mini training and interactions with farmers in the area. The program ended with a film show, barbecue and dance. On the evening of Sunday, 30th September, a special dinner was organized for the cocoa farmers in the community by Sidalco Ghana Limited, a major agro-fertilizer producer. The dinner was graced with the presence of Ghana's Minister for Food and Agriculture, Mr. Kwesi Ahoy, board members of Cocobod, and senior management and staff of Cocobod, led by the Chief Executive, Mr. Anthony Fofi. During the dinner, Cocobod made presentations to some deserving cocoa farmers, cocoa-related associations and stakeholders in the cocoa industry in recognition of their commitment and support to the industry. Monday, 1st October 2012, the Agona Swedu Township was walking with brass band music. The music was to cheer on a community health walk organized by Cocobod to herald the official celebration of COPAL Day in the town. The health walk ended with some basic keep fit exercises.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Anthony Fofi, the CEO of Cocobod, after the health walk, presented the local healthcare clinic with a large stock of medicinal items on behalf of Ghana Cocobod. The climax of the 2012 COPAL Day celebrations in Ghana was a grand derby of chiefs and people from various communities within the central region, as well as cocoa farmers, stakeholders in the cocoa industry such as Cocoa Research Institute, agro-fertilizer producers, licensed buying agents, financial institutions that offer financial support to farmers, and agro-equipment manufacturers, just to mention a few. The event was held at the Swedu Senior High School grounds, and it gave the stakeholders an opportunity to exhibit their services, educate the farmers and public on cocoa products and byproducts, demonstration on ways of improving farming practices to ensure increased yield in production, as well as sell some of the benefits of their services available to the farmers. Aside the exhibitions and fanfare, the COPAL Day offered government and Cocobod the opportunity to interact with cocoa farmers and stakeholders on ways of improving the activities in the cocoa industry and to reward those who have excelled in Cocobod's bid to ensure growth and sustenance of the industry. The event was attended by senior management and staff of Cocobod led by the Chief Executive, Mr. Anthony Fofi. Also present were the Secretary General of COPAL, Mr. Paul Nanga Kolibali, National Chief Farmer Alhaji Al-Hassan Bukari, and 2011 National Best Cocoa Farmer Opening Edutebri. The special guest of honor was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. The police band played the national anthem to set the Grand Derby into action.
Thank you.
Okufo Nyako Eku the 10th, Oman Hene of Agona Nyakro, and the chairman of the occasion welcomed all with a short address. After the chairman's address, Mr. Aquinas Terrio Kwanza, Deputy Central Regional Minister, gave a welcome speech.
Your Excellency, Ghanaian farmers in particular and Ghanaians in general are very grateful for your fair promise, which is indicative that you are continuing with the good works and commence new one that was started by our late President, Professor John Evans Ataminos of blessed memory.
The 2011 National Best Cocoa Farmer Opening Edu Tibri and National Chief Farmer Alhaji Al-Hassan Bukari each took turn to address the gathering. Dr. Paul Nanga Kolibali, Secretary General of COPAL, in a short speech, called on Ghanaians to consume more cocoa products to sustain the 8 cocoa processing companies that were engaged in cocoa production throughout Ghana. He explained that the world market will be overstocked with cocoa products if producing countries did not increase the consumption levels, and called for a comprehensive educational program that will encourage more Ghanaians to consume the products.
I hope this effort in cocoa consumption campaign may in very near future increase consumption in producing countries closer to the consuming countries. If we increase our cocoa production without local processing and consumption, the world market will be overstocking and we cannot have good prices for our produce. If we process and we don't consume, we will kill the local industries and not experience the health benefit hidden in the golden code. Recent research has proven that there are many health benefits in consumption of chocolate and cocoa products that include rich source of high quality antioxidants that reduce the risk of certain serious illness like heart disease, certain cancers, and cerebrovascular disease. Ongoing research indicates that malaria can be reduced through cocoa consumption.
In his address, the Chief Executive of Cocobod, Mr. Anthony Fofi, called on government to educate the ministries, departments and agencies to substitute their breakfast with cocoa drinks to encourage all Ghanaians to consume cocoa.
If we want to stay healthy and sustain our economy, we have to increase our per capita consumption of cocoa from 0.5 kilos to at least 1 kilogram per capita. This requires the adoption of aggressive and innovative ways of promoting the consumption of cocoa in the country.
He called on farmers and commercial entities engaged in cocoa processing to adhere to the rules and regulations governing the internal marketing of cocoa in order to be abreast of sanctions for malpractices in the market.
Let me challenge our people and chefs to be innovative and creative by introducing chocolate and other cocoa-based products into their menu. Ladies and gentlemen, some Ghanaians complain about the high cost of chocolate and other cocoa products in the country and use it as an excuse for not consuming cocoa. For some people, let them reflect on the cost of treating heart disease and other diseases which could be prevented by consuming more cocoa. As a believer in preventive health care, I will urge all of you to consume more cocoa irrespective of the cost in order to prevent cardiovascular and other health problems.
The special guest of honor for the 2012 COPAL Day celebrations, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, in his address, started by thanking all the players in the Ghana cocoa industry for working hard to see the sustenance of the industry. He said, as part of government's commitment to the industry, government, in partnership with the private sector, had reintroduced cocoa extension, which was critical to bridge the gap between the research findings and cocoa farmers in the catchment areas.
You will all agree with me that since the Cocoa Extension Division was merged with the Extension Services of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the cocoa sector has not received the needed attention that it deserves in terms of rendering extension services to cocoa farmers. As a result, cocoa farmers continue to complain about the lack of extension services as one of the reasons for the low productivity levels in the cocoa industry.
To address this nagging problem, therefore, government has reintroduced the cocoa extension services in partnership with the private sector because government views the reintroduction as a critical measure which will bridge the gap between research findings and the cocoa farmer. Indeed, research has shown that the weakest link between Ghana's drive to achieve its potential outputs and the current production level is the lack of cocoa extension services. Steps are therefore being considered to recruit and train more extension officers in order to increase their contact hours with the farmers. To this end, government shall encourage Cocobod to provide accommodation and transport in all major cocoa producing communities for the extension officers in order to make them more effective.
His Excellency said government had completed the distribution of 20 million hybrid cocoa seedlings free of charge to registered cocoa farmers under the Cocoa Rehabilitation Program launched in April 2012. President Mahama said the provision of the hybrid seedlings will not only improve the national production level, but will also enhance the income of farmers in the cocoa producing areas of the country. On infrastructure development for the farming communities, President Mahama said government had also funded and constructed a state-of-the-art clinic at Debiso in the western region to provide first-class services to the people around cocoa-growing communities. His Excellency also indicated that government had within the 2011-2012 cocoa season constructed 26 affordable houses for cocoa farmers who would be expected to repay with their cocoa earnings. He said the provision of accommodation was to enable cocoa farmers to acquire decent accommodation within a reasonable period of time in their various locations.
As a government which is very sensitive to the welfare of our dear farmers, we have funded and supervised the construction of a new state-of-the-art clinic at Debiso in the western region. This health facility will provide first-class services to the people living in and around the cocoa-growing communities in that area. The idea is to bring health care to the step of our cocoa farmers. The health needs of our farmers is not the only challenge facing them. In spite of the scholarships that we offer the wards of cocoa farmers at the senior high school and tertiary levels, much more needs to be done at the basic level. Government will continue its elimination of schools under trees while increasing access to and quality teaching in our basic schools.
On the potential threats to the industry with the discovery of crude oil in Ghana, His Excellency said government is not oblivious of the potential threats posed by the growth of the oil sector to cocoa and agriculture as a whole. He assured the farmers that government will never neglect the cocoa sector at the expense of the oil sector. The President of the Republic of Ghana strongly denounced the destruction of cocoa trees for illegal gold mining and gave the assurance that government will step up security activities to bring culprits to book. Speaking on the upcoming elections, the President assured all gathered that government was ready to safeguard the livelihood of Ghanaians by making sure that the elections were free, fair, transparent and devoid of any violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our Ghanaian cocoa farmers for their invaluable contribution to our economy over the past years. To all of you, I say Ayipo, and as COPAL has told you, do not forget to drink more cocoa and eat more cocoa products for a healthy life for us to build a more sustainable economy. This appeal also goes to all Ghanaians, wherever you find yourself, in boarding school like in Swedru Secondary, hospitality industry, in our homes, at state functions, don't forget to consume more cocoa products. Finally, let me say that this is an election year. I just returned from the United Nations last night, and I can report that Ghana is held in very, very high esteem in the international community. We are therefore going to be held to a higher standard in any constitutional or democratic exercise that we undertake, and the election is one of them. We're going to be held to a very high standard to hold clean, transparent, free and fair elections. And so I'm urging everybody to avoid any violence or any activity that will provoke violence. This election must be an election with a difference. We have held 5 successful elections, all peaceful, and
be any different. Government is promising, together with the security service, that we will do everything to ensure that anybody who tries to mar this election will be appropriately dealt with. We need the cooperation of all our citizens to conduct yourself in such a manner that you don't infringe the law, so that we can have a free and fair election, and may the best party and the best candidates win.
Special awards and presentations were made to deserving members of the cocoa industry after His Excellency's speech. From the Durbar grounds, the special guest of honor and his entourage visited the exhibition stand mounted by some of the stakeholders in the cocoa industry to educate the public on the importance and benefits of cocoa consumption among all ages.
Collaboration with Cocobod and other ministries to see if we can push it into the Ghana school feeding program, so that by so doing the children can start consuming the products from the onset. By the time they grow up, then it's like, instead of going for a tea or coffee, cocoa is there. And also to let them know the difference between the imported ones, which are not good, and then the local ones that we do here, the quality that we have.
We're looking forward as well to help Cocoa Board achieve the beyond 1 million tons. We've been able to achieve the 1 million tons with Cocoa Board, but we believe we can do more.
Cocoa has been used to produce so much suitable stuff for the country, and I think when we continue going on like this, Ghana will improve in their development, and I believe the government should really put a lot of efforts into the cocoa industry, which will bring us a lot of benefits.